In this video, I want to talk about Medicaid's income and asset test. Because in Florida, if you want to be eligible for Medicaid to help pay for home health care, ALF care, or nursing home care, you have to pass both this income test and this asset test. And when you don't, that's the reason why people come to me, right? It's because they have too much by way of income, or they have too much by way of assets, or maybe both, and they would still prefer to become eligible for Medicaid. So that's what we do. But let's talk about what the income test is and what the asset test is so you can understand where we have to get to. So let's start with the income test. This applies to Florida's long-term care Medicaid programs. There are other Medicaid programs that have different requirements, but the long-term care programs that pay for nursing home care, ALF care, or home health care, or a portion of these expenses, require that the applicant, the Medicaid applicant, receive or earn less than $2,742 from all income sources combined. Now, that's as of 2023 when this video was recorded. That number changes every year. But in 2023, if they include everything, your Social Security, your retirement account distributions, rental income, right, whatever, however you are receiving monthly income, if all those numbers added up together, add up to more than $2,742, then you are not naturally eligible for Medicaid. And that is one reason why you would come to a law firm like ours, and we would likely create what's called a Miller Trust. Sometimes it's called a Qualified Income Trust. Sometimes it's called an Income-Only Trust. These are all different terms that mean the exact same thing, but it is a mechanism that is allowable by the government, by law, that says if someone wants to qualify for these programs, but they make too much money, we can set aside the difference or place anything above $2,742 into a Miller Trust or Qualified Income Trust. Okay? Now, you don't lose that money. That money typically comes right back out to help pay for additional care that my client needs. So it's not like they lose access to that income. They just have to filter it through this sort of an income trust. Okay? So that's the income test. A separate and distinct test is the asset test. The asset test says that Medicaid's going to look at all assets in our client's name, and if they have more than $2,000 in what Medicaid considers to be countable assets, then my client is not naturally eligible for Medicaid. First thing to know is not all assets are considered countable assets, and I'll link to another video or an article that talks more about that. But not everything is counted against you. Furthermore, if you are married to someone who they themselves are not interested or not in need of Medicaid at this moment, they are allowed what's called a Community Spouse Resource Allowance, meaning it's a certain amount of money. It's $148,620. As of 2023, that's another number that changes periodically. But again, they don't force the spouse into abject poverty because they're married to someone who needs Medicaid. So when our clients are single, or if they're married and they have more than what the resource allowance allows, we have other tools that people are very happy to hear, where we can say, we have people who come to us with hundreds of thousands of dollars. Typically, they will own their home, and on top of that, they'll have between $50,000, maybe $650,000 of countable resources, and we're able to legally and ethically protect those assets and make it so our client is able to qualify for Medicaid long-term care benefits. I also like to point out they do not have to wait 5 years. The strategies that we are going to be discussing are meant to avoid triggering that look-back period. So that's very, very important. And they don't have to go broke. They don't have to sell their house unless they want to. So we have all these really great ways of protecting our clients' assets and protecting their income to help them qualify for help paying for home health care, ALF care, or nursing home care. So again, if you're anywhere in the state of Florida, feel free to give us a call. We can walk you through how we do that. Everyone's case is a little bit different, which the strategies that apply for person A aren't necessarily what's going to apply to you. So that's why it's important that we have a full consultation. If you found this video helpful, please like it, please share it, please subscribe to the channel. I'm always trying to put out useful, practical information to create a more educated legal consumer throughout the state of Florida. Thank you very much.